weekly readings. We're just going to keep flowing with the weeklies and keep showing up for you guys. So we're going to start with the fires, or not start, we're going to get into our fire signs. So this is all weekly readings. Happy Cancer new moon. So we're going to be doing our fire sign reading starting from the Cancer new moon for you guys. Aries, what we got? By the way, I'm MJ. I'm the hostess of this channel, and the founder of Ultra Love, author, longtime yoga teacher, and a tarot reader. So, divine guidance and loving clarity for Aries. I usually like to start for the weekly check-in, a 3-card pull, and then go from there. I'm an intuitive reader, okay? So the messages are intuitively guided based on the cards. Releasing a burden, Aries. I mean, typically I actually really like the 10 of Wands because it's a release point. It's a final call. It's like, I legit just can't do it like this anymore. There could be a catalyst coming through this message from an earth sign, or a substantial message that comes through from a King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Three of Pentacles is in the reverse here, Aries. So a couple messages I'm getting is uprooting ourselves, getting a message that's going to move us, as in put our foundation elsewhere. What are the other messages from that Three of Pentacles? Definitely you being like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I can't do it like this. I'm carrying too many burdens. Life is too exhausting. I don't want to have to carry so many burdens. Message comes through. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Do what you like with the genders in general readings, but I do like to tell you guys what the cards are. So the King of Swords. Something worth celebrating. Okay. Wheel of Fortune upright, and then that Three of Cups to me is definitely like this message coming in, possibly from a King of Swords. Something worth celebrating, and the Wheel of Fortune around your foundation. So something's changing, whether you're moving or whether it's like a change of your fortune. Also, for some of you, there's an Emperor reverse with the burden card. So for some of you, there could be a release around false authority, abuse of authority, the paternal lineage. Again, do what you like with genders, but this is an Emperor in the reverse. To me, when these types of characters are reversed, they're obviously not in their integrity, or they don't know themselves, or they're straight out like abusers, people that abuse their power. So this is like you releasing that burden, carrying burdens for people that have power, that abuse that power. You're like, I'm not doing that. This message coming through is changing your fortune. And then a King of Swords energy coming in. That can support or help change that fortune for you. Three of Cups, something worth celebrating. The message coming through could be familially connected. Again, there's something about healing the maternal lineage in this regard, the Mother of Pentacle, like healing your relationship with money, healing your perception of money, healing your sense of self-worth. Because this Four of Cups is making me think of like there's definitely likely to be like an emotional healing or insight around. And that could be often like pages to me can be messages that we get from within ourselves as well, like divine messages. This feels to me like quite substantial structural perspective shifts that again are giving birth to this Wheel of Fortune, which for some of you could have you moving uprooting yourselves, or it's just a change in your physical circumstances, which I'm interpreting as a positive. Wheel of Fortune upright, King of Swords upright, Three of Cups, something we're celebrating. If even just between you and a couple of the people that you've been working on something, that maybe that's what's turning. And then what's changing is that because it's like a side hustle, something you've been kind of working on, the side hustle, you can now release a pretty massive burden of having to work a shitty job or having to work under a boss you don't like. And finally, something's turning around the side hustle we're celebrating, which maybe just you and a friend have been working on. And all at once, for some of you, is healing long-standing karmic patterns as well. Alrighty then, let's get into Leo. Leo lovers. I feel like it might be Mercury headed into Leo. I do believe. Yeah. Yeah, Mercury's heading on into Leo, and I do think it's a fire year or whatever, so I think Mercury goes retrograde through Leo. Could be wrong. But that would be shining. That would be bringing some attention to you, Leos. So, divine guidance, love, and clarity. Happy Cancer new moon. Beautiful restorative energy to me, the Cancer new moon here. Really like immersing ourselves in nurturance, in a sense of, what is this? There's a card here. It's the World card. Completion and rebirth. Completion and you know, I always notice, not always, but I am noticing how in this interpretation of the world, the characters looking back, like they're in their cocoon, right? Like, so they're in a creative completion cycle where they're gestating and or even conceiving of the new birth, and all the while perhaps reflecting on the past creations that are still around them. Feeling something very powerful about that World card, Leo. Divine guidance and loving clarity for my Leo lovers. I'm getting a real sense of moisture in the air for some reason. Some of you might be... Okay, so... There are messages coming in. Some of you could be going through a little bit of a downturn. There's a love situation, Two of Cups, it's in the reverse, especially with the World card. If you're going through a pretty radical metamorphosis or big change, your love dynamic, your reflective relationships, your most intimate relationships, which of course could be romantic love partnerships, but also like close friends, people, soulmates, people that reflect you, people that you work with, you grow things with. I wouldn't actually worry too much, because then you get the Four of Wands, which I'm like, this is stable. This is like a joyful union. There's good people around you. There's good foundation. But for some reason, your strength is being tested. You will receive messages and or there will be back and forth communication. But maybe your partner are just going through something that is like testing testing the love. Is this because, okay, say you're engaged to be married, because the Four of Wands could be interpreted as a honeymoon card, people coming together, woo, you know, celebrating this engagement, celebrating these two people coming together to create a life, and one of you is having that classic you know, pre-wedding nerves or what have you, and so both of you on some level are being tested. Like, is this the right one? And a Two of Cups is reversed, so let's get some energy on that. But again, with the Four, I would say, like, there's, as long as you communicate and you ground and commit kind of thing to your personal strength, Leo, I want to say that Lion, that Leo is you, you know, you are likely to feel really good and want this to happen. So communicating that love, but you would just, with the world energy, you or the other person might just be feeling a bit distant. See, neither of you really want any kind of brand new beginning. It's like if there's a love partnership or something you've been working on with somebody, like neither of you want to kind of completely break ties. A little bit of I do find this when I read cards from time to time where, so trust in the process, Leo, justice in the upright, and yet the nine of, with the moon in this nine of wands, I am getting a sense of it's a steady climb, and there's also things just like life. It wouldn't be life unless there were some exciting twists and turns, right? But often on this road of life, we come across things that kind of come out of the blue, the moon energy that come out the dark, the beyond the veil. We don't necessarily see it coming, but there's something that's bringing greater balance through the ups and downs, and having to recommit, or having to find our inner strength, or having to find more nuanced ways of communicating with people about what we need, and how to better support a strong foundation for a joyful life. I'm going to leave it there for you, Leo. We're going to crack on and see what we get for Sagittarius. I have a stellium in Sagittarius. So I do be resonating with Sagittarian vibratories. Okay, so this is for my Saggies. Happy Cancer new moon. I'm recording this on the Cancer new moon. Happy to be here with all of you. You guys are my favorite. I've been having the privilege, the absolute privilege of working with a marketing expert, you could say, and she's been offering me some valuable tidbits and just helping to kind of encourage the flow. And I now forget where I was going with that, but we're gonna get into my Saggies. It was something maybe about Sagittarius. Expansion, exploration, moving things forward. Divine guidance and loving clarity for my Saggy lovers. Divine guidance and loving clarity. That might have been somehow a tidbit for some of you. I don't know. Divine guidance, loving clarity for my Saggy lovers. I'm hearing not moving forward in a certain direction. Knight of Pentacle reverse. It's like you're not going one way. Something about avoiding burnout. Knowing you can't go one way and maybe just having to stay put or sit still. Reflect, process, wait until a better offer comes in, a more substantial offer, a better feeling offer. As in, because you're like, I just don't want to burn out again. There's like an offer that comes in that you're just like, definitely not that. Like, that's going to overwork me, or I know I'm not going to enjoy that. It's going to be heavy, or even like communication or something comes in that just feels really heavy. I would trust that, because the Nine of Wands is also surrounding this energy. It's like this reflective energy where just wait until something comes in that feels really, really right, really good, a heck yes kind of thing, judgment upright. Because otherwise in this energy, there's something being processed where you're like, it could be a reverb of things coming that feel heavy. You don't feel quite right. You're like, no, this isn't it, because it's not. And it's likely to feel like burnout. It's likely to feel absolutely heavy, exhausting, like it's going nowhere. And so you're reflecting on maybe some of these patterns. Yeah, okay, defo. There's something about having to just restore yourself. Maybe, self-care, self-love. It's like when if there's no opportunities coming in, I'm thinking of that, wherever it's come from. It's like not chasing it. I don't chase, I attract. Something like you're tired and like just being open to allowing life to come in and support you, being able to reinvigorate and recharge your batteries. Something I'll share it. Like there's something in this where it's like there's potential areas that feel a bit blocked, and I think sometimes rather than just going around the same loop or kind of a knee-jerk reaction, there's something about just being still, reflective, and present. Even potentially a bit melancholy, because we like to move, we want to go forward, we want to create, we want to be doing and blah 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 blah. But for Saggies, there's something, again, these are weekly timestamps, right? So there's something just about like being still, being present. If something doesn't feel right, not moving toward it. That could be a simple shift. Because there's something about the opportunities or things coming in that it's just not it. Like you're like, I just don't want this opportunity, or I just don't want this thing, because something's better coming along. And this is a kind of test of faith, maybe. Saggy, let's read from the book. Yes. Ooh, funny, interesting energy for Sagittarius. Like it's like pause, think about it, rather than on the move, or regardless of physicality, just mentally or emotionally, or again, physically having to work, hustle. So I am going to read this final message for Sagittarius. This has come through in the upright. Bhuvaneshwari. Bhuvaneshwari. Goddess of space and infinite possibilities. Interesting because it's funny, well, or it is what it is, but the clarity cards were all about limited possibilities, like feeling unlimited, feeling right. And if we're in this energy of exhaustion, or just doing things for other people, or having to constantly protect ourselves, or feeling threatened or overworked, right, whatever it is, we're limiting our possibilities. So we're having to like self-care and just be present, see what's what. Goddess, so we've picked the goddess of space and infinite possibilities in the upright. You have learned the art of creating space and are experiencing the cosmos that exists inside of you. Bhuvaneshwari comes to you in deep meditation, in profound nature, in oceans, and in silence. Her stillness guides you to enter deeper into the cosmic web of potentials that exist for you in the present moment. We've been talking about being present. Holy Shazam. So continue making time for whatever brings you to a point of stillness. That is where your true self resides. Know that you are not just part of the earth, but the earth is also part of you, and you are lovingly held by her presence. Some of you have likely just been through a pretty immense ego death or transformational process. You're probably exhausted or coming out the end of a phase of burnout and exhaustion. And even if you're feeling a bit better, you're still being asked to just sit, be present, luxury, self-care, and kind of like bask in that presence rather than thinking you've got to move on to that next thing or get going on that whatever, like tuning into your power in like a new way, which in this reading is like having us to slow down immensely to find stillness and presence, right? Yeah, that keeps coming through. I'm sure I'll be able to share more on it as the days and weeks go on. So that's Sag, that's my fire sign reading. I'm still looping with that expression with regards to good time to immerse ourselves, be looked after. Maybe it was something about just being able to receive help, as in the Cancerian energy, we want to self-protect. But we can, I also bite with our claws. If we're wounded, we often don't really want people to come in too close and don't. And there's something healing about this Cancerian new moon as we continue to let old structures fall away, learn to self-care, learn to luxuriate, learn to lean into some of those stronger, more resonant connections where we can feed back to one another. Just authenticity, authenticity from a loving, compassionate perspective, which just feels different than probably old ways that over the years, decades, and lifetimes that we've been used to operating under a different sort of framework of our existence here, or the consciousness of our common humanity here. There we go, fire signs. Have a happy Cancer new moon, everybody. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing. Feel free to check out the Patreon account. Feel free to check out the merch, which we've got linked below. I always love and appreciate you guys' comments. And have a wonderful day and have a great weekend and happy Cancer new moon. We all get to love ourselves a little more. Love our homes, love our families, and pray for all of humanity. We live in a more loving, peaceful world? I believe we can. Holla Shazam, you guys. Take care. Peace out.